Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Ramblings of an Insomniac. I am Courtney. What? Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody out there. Thank you so much for tuning in. Lord knows there are far better podcasts out there. You have a lot of options, and certainly mine is not great, and it's not even good quality. But yet you still choose to listen to me in spite of that. So thank you. You're in the slums here with me. We're slumming it. But that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I appreciate it. I genuinely do. I woke up this morning and checked, and I had another 100 downloads in one day, which, again, I understand for everybody, else that's not a big deal because, again, I don't think I'm not Joe Rogan. I'm not Theo Vaughn. I'm not Crime Junkies. But for me, that is a big deal. And in the last month, in the last 30 days, I have had 909 downloads. 909 downloads in a month. I am so freaking excited about that, you guys. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know where you guys got the message. I don't know how you heard about me. I don't know where you're downloading me from. But man, I honestly can't tell you how much it means to me. Thank you. Please continue. I hope that you tell a friend and a neighbor and a coworker, shout it from the rooftops. And thank you. I see all these countries. I'm learning about countries. I have to admit, there's countries out there I haven't even heard of before that are downloading my podcast. And I'm like, wow, I'm going to learn about that country. And again, I want countries like France and Canada and Australia to know that although I pick on you guys a ton, I'm going to say this one more time just to make sure we're clear. I'm not picking on the people of those countries. I'm just picking on the government. Just like America has a ton of flaws. And I do not think that we are perfect. I don't think Trump is perfect. Like I say all the time, we're humans. There's not a human in the world that's perfect. So there are a lot of countries, though, that are listening to me and countries that I have to look up because I haven't heard of. And I'm like, well, that's cool. By the way, again, I'm walking across my flooring here, and it's all nice and squeaky. Listen to that. Yeah, I could start my own haunted house. But so thank you. I am excited. Let's keep it going. Let's keep that momentum up because I have to say, it's exciting to me when I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh yeah, giggity. I hope that it continues. So on that note, I yet again decided that I was going to wake up and procrastinate on doing laundry because I can't stand it. I mean, obviously the washer and dryer does, the majority of the work. But folding, actually, here's the weird thing. I don't even mind folding laundry. Folding laundry is fine. I mean, I don't love it. It's one of my least favorite things, but I can get past it. I'm like, all right, fine. It's the putting it away. I can't, just like when I go grocery shopping, I cannot stand putting away the groceries. When I've gone on vacation or I stay somewhere and I have to unpack, I can't stand unpacking. When you move and you have to unpack everything, it's unpacking. Unpacking to me is just, and putting things away is so annoying. Now at home, I will immediately clean up. I make a mess, and then that second I clean up my mess. If I have something, that I've used, I put it right back. If I use a tool, if I use something, I put it back where it goes. And if I make a mess, I clean it right away. But laundry, I will wash laundry and fold it, and then I will put it in a laundry basket, and then it'll sit in that laundry basket until I finally am like, oh my God, at some point I have to put these away. I'm just not good about it. Same with unpacking. I have now learned to just make myself, the second I get home, no matter how tired I am, I literally just start unpacking and doing it right then. Otherwise, I'll just have stuff just sitting there in a bag until I die, because it's just not fun to unpack. So now here I am, folding laundry, putting away laundry. I've been house sitting and being a dog nanny for a little over a month. And tomorrow I go home, and I am so excited to see my dogs. I cannot even tell you how excited I am to see my dogs. I feel like they are going to be excited to see me, but then also they're going to hold a grudge. They're definitely going to hold a grudge. They're going to be like you. I think they'll run up to me at first, but then they're going to be weird. But I am so excited to see them. And one time I had gone away on vacation, and I got a really awesome opportunity to go to Nepal and go to the Himalayas and hike to Annapurna Base Camp. But it was 3 weeks that I was gone, and I had never been gone for 3 weeks from home before. And my sons went with me, and my fiance at the time stayed back and watched the dogs and watched everybody. And so my kids and I got to go. And when I got back, keep in mind, I only had internet probably 4 days of the 3 weeks that I was there. And when I got back, my poor fiance went to kind of like give me a hug, and I pretty much shoved him out of the way and shoved him to the ground so that I could love on my dogs. And he was like, thanks. I'm like, listen, you knew where I was this whole time. I've talked to you while I was at the airport on the phone when I got back into the country. I have already spoken to you. You knew where I was. She didn't. She's first. That's not nice of me. I can't help it. But, dogs didn't know where, he knows. He's a human. He knew where I was. He understood what was going on. My dogs didn't. So I pretty much just like shoved him aside and loved on my dogs. Hang on, coffee break. Not working. I made myself a little iced coffee this morning. And this coffee cup drives me freaking crazy. It has this little slidey thing, and there's a hole in the back for the pressure, and if you have that hole covered, then you can't sip out of the cup. The problem is the way that's made is I don't know who has a mouth this small. I mean, I have a big mouth, obviously. I'm always like talking, and according to all my teachers, I talk a lot. So you would think that since I have a big old mouth that this would work. But but the reason it doesn't work is apparently I have too big of a mouth, because the way this coffee cup was designed, it's meant for like children or something, because it's kind of built like a sippy cup, but it's a coffee cup, and it drives me crazy is my point. Okay. Anyway, so what is on my mind? Well, what is preventing me from counting sheep, preventing me from sleeping soundly and counting sheep? It was the anniversary of my mom's passing the other day, and it's weird because I think of my mom all the time. It's not just on her birthday or just on the anniversary of when she passed or just on holidays. I think of my mom all the time. I think of people that passed away, my dad, plural dads, and, my family. I think of people that have passed away every day. It's not just on, the anniversaries of their death and stuff. And so it was weird because I knew that was the day, when I woke up, I knew what date it was, but I didn't cry. In fact, I didn't really spend a lot of time dwelling on it, because also, again, I talk to my mom all the time, and I think about her all the time. And so at first I was like, man, I feel rude if I don't just like spend this day like honoring her somehow, But then I'm like, what am I going to do? Like, how do I spend a day honoring my mom that died when every moment of every day I think of her, And I don't think that you have to, like, it bothers me when people are like, like they gave Erica Kirk a lot of grief. Now, you can think what you want about Erica Kirk. I agree. I think she's odd. I thought she was odd long before Charlie Kirk was assassinated. I thought she was odd. She's an odd duck. But I don't like it when people criticize how someone grieves, unless it's something like Casey Anthony. Remember Casey Anthony, whose daughter at the time, she reported was missing, and she didn't know where her daughter was. And meanwhile, she's got this little girl that she claims, of course, we all know she knew where she was, and I still think that Casey Anthony's the one that killed her, and the parents helped her cover it up. But anyway, and then I heard she's not pregnant again. She has another kid now. And if I were that other kid, and later on in life, when I found out what my mom was accused of, if I were that kid, I'd be like, damn, I'm not going to sleep. You want me to sleep in this house with this fucking crazy lady and the crazy grandparents that helped cover it up? Oh my God. But anyway, I mean, when you're out partying and dancing and laughing and smiling and having a good old time, I question that a bit, because I think it's weird that if your child's missing, and then even knowing what we know, her child was dead. Her child died and she knew it, whether it's that she unalived her child on purpose or whether it was an accident. She knew when she was out partying that her child had been unalived, and yet she was out dancing and partying. Now that I do question that. I think that's odd, but I don't question people are always like, why doesn't she cry? Or why is she crying too much? Or why is she looking into the camera this way? Or it's like, back off. You've got millions and millions of people staring at you and watching you and critiquing your every single move, your every move. And it gets to a point where no one's satisfied with how you look, how you talk, how you blink, how you speak, how you walk, how you carry yourself. Nobody is happy and everybody is criticizing. And so do I think Erica Kirk is bizarre? Or do I think there are some things that are weird? Yes. But it bothers me when people are like, I don't feel she's grieving properly. Well, fuck you. Like, some people grieve in the privacy of their own home and they don't cry like Selena Gomez and get on here and cry. I mean, I've cried like Selena Gomez on here. I'm not, I am going to criticize her because when she was crying over illegal immigrants, that was a bunch of bullshit. But so I will criticize that because she's a billionaire and she's sitting here going, I have no way of helping. I don't know how to help. It's like, you have 1,000 ways you can help. You have 1 billion ways you can help. But anyway, you could help people fill out the paperwork to become legal citizens. You could do that. But anyways, if you want to ugly cry, or not want to, but if you ugly cry, is that the only definition then of being sad, is when someone's ugly crying? Do you have to be sitting there sobbing? Some people are in shock when people pass away. Some people take a while to process things and they can't cry because they go on self-survival mode. Mode. I do that a lot. I get where I shut down, I turn off my emotions, and I'm on what do I need to do to survive? What do I need to do to make sure that, everybody else is taken care of? How do I make sure my bills are paid? And I will cry when no one's looking. I'll cry when no one's around and no one can see it. And then other times I cry on my podcast, and I cry all the time, loud, and, and do the ugly crying. I've done both, but don't criticize how people grieve, because people process things differently. Have we really gotten to a time now where we're going to criticize how people grieve? If you don't want to like Erica Kirk, and if you think she's weird, then that is your choice. That's your prerogative. It's your prerogative. Everybody's talking all this stuff about her. Why don't they just let her live? Okay, anyway. Yeah, so it's just interesting to me. I'm like, why are we getting so crazy that we have to critique how someone blinks their eyeballs, how someone stares too long or not long enough into a camera? She's not auditioning for a show, okay? She's She's just having the pressure of now having the entire company. I mean, I do think it's super, super weird that she had like an ex-husband and no one knew about it. But at the same time, it's like, but is that weird? Or does she just have a personal life like all of us? Every single one of us has some skeletons in our closet, okay? I mean, unless you're really, really young, maybe you don't have any yet. But you'll get some. You'll get some, because nobody is perfect, like I say all the time. We all go around thinking it's just hunky-dory and fine to critique everybody else's life and how everybody else conducts themselves. But we don't take any accountability for ourselves. We take no responsibility for ourselves. We don't want actions to be, we don't want to have accountability for our actions, for our behavior. We think we can run around saying whatever we want, acting like a fool, robbing things, looting, destroying things, burning things, threatening people, because there's no accountability. None. And that is the problem. No one has accountability, and everybody has like these huge expectations in areas that I feel we shouldn't. And then we have no expectations for people in areas I feel like we should, like education and work. When you were at work, you should not be on your phone. You should not be slacking. You should be working. You shouldn't call out sick 1,000 times. You shouldn't be chit-chatting with your employers, coworkers. There we go. You shouldn't be chit-chatting. I can't talk. You should be working. When you were at school, you should be, if you're a teacher, you should be focused on educating our children. And if you are a student, you should be focused on learning and doing your homework. And, so we need to be taking accountability and working hard. But at the same time, it's funny to me because then we critique and we don't give a shit at all about school. We don't give a shit at all about people destroying the flag and destroying buildings and vandalizing and setting things on fire. Those things people, for some reason, just get away with. And threatening Trump's life. And we don't think it's a big deal. But then we're going to criticize and micromanage and freak out anytime someone gets on camera and we don't like their tone, we don't like their mannerism, we don't like something they say. Who cares? You don't have to like every single thing that people say and do. Who on earth died and made the planet revolve around you? Why do you have your head rammed so far up your own derriere that you can't see that there are other people out there that have their own religion, their own political beliefs, that are gay or straight? They have their own sexual orientation. They handle crying and grief differently. They handle anger and pain and loss differently. They handle joy differently. They treat their partners differently. They're different than you. Diversity. The thing that you claim that you are so passionate about. Diversity, the rainbow. Let's just all be the rainbow. Okay, but you're not. You're wanting everybody to be transgender. You're wanting everybody to be like you. And the sad thing is, you change your mind every 5 seconds. It's hard to be like you because it's hard to keep up with you. How do you keep up when you change your mind every 5 seconds? You change your platform all the time. No kings, no kings. We love dictators. We love dictators. Abortion. Don't tell us what to do. Our body, our choice. Take the vaccination. Take the vaccination or else. I mean, it's just interesting. You guys change your mind every 2 seconds. But you want everybody to be like you. And if they're not like you, you threaten them. But then you scream, diversity, and you say that you don't judge while you're giving a crap how Erica Kirk looks. Don't watch her then. There's a really awesome idea. Here's something cool. In case people seem to forget this, so I'm just going to remind them. Here's something super cool. If you don't like something, if something is on TV that you don't like, you can either turn it off. There's a power button. Mine is on the top right, so you can turn that bad boy off, push that button. If you can't do it yourself, you can have someone do it for you, or you can change the channel. You can find a different show, a different thing to watch. Or if it's someone that's in public and they have a shirt on or a hat on that just, I can't handle when someone wears something I don't like. Oh, I just can't handle it. Okay, so learn to cope. Or, again, some options are close your eyes or walk in a different direction, or just keep on walking because you don't have to look at it very long if you just walk past them. It's very easy. You just walk right past them. You don't have to stand there and stare at them. You don't have to sit there and work yourself all up and just working yourself up like the Hulk. You don't need to sit there and just Hulk out because someone is wearing a hat that's red. Do you see red? It's like a bull. It's like the liberals, when they see red, they're like, oh, they either turn into Hulk or they turn into like a raging bull. And it's like, get over it. It's a color. It's a shirt. I don't like a lot of things that people wear. There are many, 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 many outfits nowadays that people wear that I'm like, that's a choice. Okay, that's a choice. But never once does it make me angry. Even when it says, I love Biden or I love Harris or, vote Biden or Harris, it annoys me. And I'm like, okay. But you know what I do? I continue on with my life because there's about 70,000 other things that you can occupy your time with. You don't have to sit there and stew. You don't have to marinate in anger. You can actually not allow it to affect your day at all because it's just a fucking shirt or a bumper sticker or a sign or a hairdo. It's okay because there are billions of people in the world, and I'm sure you'll find one of them that's wearing something that you do like. And you can focus on them and you can give them a compliment and you can tell them how beautiful. For every time you see someone that you don't like, that they're doing some way that they're standing, or I just don't like, look how they're standing. These are called insecure people, bored people, lonely people, hateful people, people that are insecure, whatever it is, pick one. It's nothing good though. These people are not good, or they're just having a bad day. I've done that. I've been on, because I'm having a bad day. So that happens too. But if you're feeling like that, you can also remember that there are billions and billions of other people in the world. And for every one that you may not like their outfit or what they're doing, there are other people you can concentrate on. You can focus on everybody's outfit and hat and sweatshirt that you do like. You can focus on the signs in people's yards that you do like. You can focus on the people out there that aren't Erica Kirk, that aren't Trump. Because Trump and Erica Kirk are only two people out of billions. And you could focus on, your own family or yourself. Because I'm pretty sure you aren't perfect. And I'm pretty sure there's people out there who have looked at you the way that you've looked at others. Because you're not special. And that's the thing, is that everyone gets told how special they are. No, there's billions of us. So that makes us not special. That makes us absolutely a dime a dozen. Humans are a dime a dozen. You're not a special person. You need to be told that. I've done several podcasts about that. You're not special. You may be kind. You may be a good person. You may be an intelligent person. You may be a genius. You may be beautiful. You may be kind and all of these things. But special? Humans are not special. There's not a human in the world that's special. You may love them. They may be special to you. To you, they may be special. But to me, your grandma isn't special. I may love your grandma. I may think your grandma is an awesome person. I may think she is wonderful. I could even love your grandma. But special, we use that word way too much, I feel like. We have humans, literally billions of them. I don't remember what the exact count we're up to now, but, billions. That's a lot of humans. That's a lot of us, which means we're not special. Okay? That's my opinion, anyway. And we just tell people that way too much. Louis C.K., sorry, I'm folding, and I don't have the phone next to me. But Louis C.K. does a comedy bit that makes me laugh so hard, and it's basically about his daughter who drew this picture. And it was supposed to be like a picture of a dog or whatever, and it did not look like a picture of a dog. It was not done well and stuff, and he had done something, and his daughter was basically like, "No, that's not good, Daddy," and like picking on her dad and basically being like, "No, that's not good." And he's like, and I wanted to say to her, this isn't exactly how the whole how the spiel went. You'd have to look it up. It's hilarious, by the way. It's Louis C.K. and it makes me laugh so fucking hard. But he's talking about his daughter and how his daughter drew that picture, and his daughter's like really hard on him, is like, "No, you're not doing it right, Daddy." And he's like, why do we always tell kids that everything they do is so perfect? He's like, "Did that picture she drew look like a dog? No, it doesn't look like a fucking dog. It looks like shit. But do I tell her that? No. I tell her how great it is, and I put it up on my refrigerator. But it's garbage." But that's not how he says it, but basically that's the gist of it. And it's funny because, of course, I don't think, I'm not suggesting that you tell your kid, "What an ugly picture, do better," And, of course, we encourage them like, "Oh, that's a great picture. It's lovely. Thank you," because it's the thought that counts, the thought that they drew us a picture. The fact that they thought to take the time to draw us a picture is the sweet part. So we don't sit there and critique if the dog actually looks like a dog, But it is kind of funny because we do, however, though, tend to tell our kids how, wonderful and kind and how they can do everything and they can do anything, which is kind of true. You can do anything you set your mind to, but we need to remind kids that although that's true, it can take a ton of work, and you're probably going to get told no a lot, and you're probably going to see a lot of heartache, and it's going to take a lot of time and energy, and things don't usually just fall into your lap, I think we need to remind kids that you have to earn it. You have to work for it. And again, sure, there are people out there who have inherited things, but I still argue that even if someone inherits a business, they're the ones that still have to keep the business going. They have to continue to run the business after their family member died. They have to continue to make that business successful. So if they continue to run that business successfully after it's been plopped into their hand, and they're the ones working, if they take over for their family member that passed, if they take over and they continue to work and they continue to make the place successful, well, then they've earned it too. Because sure, maybe they've had an opportunity fall into their lap, but then they continue to have that business succeed and they're working. They're part of that, They're probably the CEO or whatever. So we're just, the whole picking on everybody for everything they do while we think that everything we do is just so dang important. Again, I've said this before, these parades that we have for Pride Parade. If you want to have a parade, great. Everyone's like, "Why do you care?" I don't care about having a parade. If you want to have a parade, that's great. I just don't think that you should have a parade because you think you deserve one. I think if you want to have a parade because you think it sounds fun, you think it just sounds like a good time, and because you're proud of being gay, you should be proud of being gay. You should be proud of being straight. You should be proud of being you, no matter who you are. I mean, unless you're a serial killer or whatever, but, or a schmedophile, don't be proud of that. Or a big old bully. But I'm saying, like, why are we having parades because of who we sleep with? That's weird to me. Why are we celebrating who we put our penises in? That's a bizarre concept to me. Straight people don't have a parade for that. Why are we having a parade for that? It's weird. And that is what it's for. People are like, it's for being proud, for being gay. Okay, and what's the definition of gay? Who you put your penis in and what you put in your vagina, right? Yeah, that is it. That's the entire thing. So being gay is about sexuality. Okay? Being bi is about sexuality. Being straight is about sexuality. It's about sex, and it's only about sex. That's the only thing it is about. It is about nothing else. Yes, of course, people are going to go, it's about who I love. It's about who I'm attracted to. Okay, yes. But my point is, the reason that we call it gay is because it's about who you are attracted to. It's about who you sleep with, who you are attracted. It's about being attracted, about sexuality. So we're having a parade about sex. And that's fine, but people are like, we deserve it. You deserve it because of who you sleep with? No, the people that deserve, and again, I argue that who decides who deserves something? Deserving is I think that's a matter of opinion. That's very much an opinion-based thing. Deserve, I think, in my opinion is our military, our firefighters, our first responders, and our military deserve parades because they put their lives on the line. So in my opinion, they deserve parades, not a parade based around sex. Because again, that is for a fact. This is not an opinion. It's a fact. When you say I'm gay, there's no point on telling someone that you're gay. There's no point on using that term if you're not letting people know that you like same sex, that you love the same sex. Otherwise, just say, my name's Fred. My name's Sally. Go, hi, my name's Sally. I'm from Oklahoma. I don't know why people go out. I don't go, hi, my name's Courtney. I'm straight. Straight people don't go around announcing to the world that they're straight. So again, I don't give a shit if you're gay at all. I literally do not care. I was with a woman for 7 years, people. That's probably going to shock people, but I was with a woman for 7 years. So it wasn't some college fling or anything like that. So trust me when I say, I don't care if you're gay, but I don't think that anyone deserves a parade for that. I'm sorry. I think it's a very bizarre thing, but that's my opinion. And again, you don't have to agree with me. There are many other podcasts out there, and I'm assuming, and again, you know what they say about assuming, but I'm going to do it anyways. I assume that people listen to my podcast because they're okay with my opinions. And they know that if they disagree with my opinion, they can either continue to listen and go, well, this bitch, I don't agree with a damn thing she says. She cuckoo, or be like, well, I don't really agree with that, but I'm still going to listen. So you can choose to continue to listen, or you can choose to turn me off and not listen to me ever again, or you can choose to just not listen to this episode. And so if you continue to listen, I applaud you. I applaud you, number one, because of course it means the world to me, but also because it shows that you can cope with life. It shows that you are grown up, or if you're not a grown up, if you are a teenager, it shows that you are mature. It shows you can think for yourself. It shows you can handle life. You can cope. You've got coping skills. You can survive in the world. Because there are going to be plenty of people out there that you disagree with. Again, there are billions of people, and you're not going to like everyone's outfit. And you're not going to agree with everyone's religion. And there are just going to be people that piss you off. And you can either beat them up, you can threaten them, you can call them names, or you can just be an adult and maybe try to talk to them like Charlie Kirk. Maybe try to figure out why they believe in what they believe. Try to actually have a discussion, What a concept. Talking, hearing, listening. Not just waiting for the other person to stop talking so that you can interject your opinion. People do that a lot. They're sitting there not even actually listening to you because they're too busy trying to figure out what they're going to say to you. That is not listening. So I know that there are people out there that disagree with the things that I say. And I know that I disagree with some things that other people say. And sometimes I get cranky about it because I'm having a bad day or I'm being immature. And, we have those days. We have the days where we are not coping very well with life and we're having a bad day because, again, we are human. So we're just going to be dickholes sometimes. Humans are dickholes. We are a million different things. So I'm hoping that people choose to, for the most part, be good, and not go out of their way to try to be dickholes. Don't be a dickhole. Anyway, I got on here having no idea. I was like, I'm just going to do a podcast. And by the way, it's my friend's birthday today. Shout out April. What? Shout out to anybody whose birthday is today. Today, I don't know when I'm going to put this podcast out. In fact, I know it's not going to be today. So I don't even know why I'm saying this because by the time this podcast goes live, it's going to be past this date. But if you're listening, whatever day you listen on and it's your birthday, it happens to be your birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to anybody who has a birthday on the day they're listening to this. Happy birthday. How about that? We'll say that. Anyway, thank you again. Honestly, I am so freaking stoked about the fact that more and more people are tuning into my podcast. It honestly gets me so excited. I am so excited. And I'm going to be home tomorrow. And so I will be able to start doing my podcasts back outside where you can hear the crickets and the frogs and sometimes coyotes. And it's quite lovely. Again, you don't always hear well, by the way, you probably hear in the background, you might hear my washer. I've got the washer going, so you might hear that. But I'm going to be doing stuff at night again and out in the country again. So you'll be able to hear some pretty lovely sounds, not just the Amazon driver and cars, right? Hey, I hope that you're having an awesome day. And shout out to everybody out there that maybe they're not having an awesome day and they woke up and they have a lot going on and they're really stressed and they're just like, I have so much going on, and yet they're still treating everybody kindly. They're still being respectful people. They're still going to work. They're still being good parents, good kids, good aunts, uncles, friends, whatever. Shout out to you. Shout out to those that are still trying and doing their best, even though they have a lot of crap going on, and that's hard to do. So shout out to you. I appreciate you. I'm sending you support, and I hope things get better. Remember to control the things you can and let go of all the rest. Remember to take a deep breath in and let it go. Thank you so much. Until next time.